I will take over, Mr. Hiccupy. Okay.
Thank you very much.
So I will need some comedic pauses from time to time, if you are so inclined. If you can manage the hiccups. This one's called Mutants Meet Midi-CHLORIANS. Maybe I'm a little too dramatic with that. With Disney owning both the Star Wars and Marvel universes, fans have been hypothesizing what a crossover between the two mega franchises would look like now for years. In an interview with Big Issue, influential Marvel Comics creator Stan Lee has weighed in on the odds of such a meeting ever taking place. The speculation began when Lee was asked if he thought his Marvel characters would ever come together in a film, despite the film rights for the characters like Fantastic Four and X-Men being held by Fox as opposed to Marvel Disney. Yeah, probably, he says. It'll be the most expensive film ever produced. If any, but anything that the public want to see, you can be sure it will eventually be produced. Man, goddamn, I don't want to see that. Stanley, go sell your $500 signature to somebody who gives a shit. You saw
man. Under the article on the Kinky Tauntaun's Tumblr page, I put no.
You know, the funny thing, like, I actually have a paperback book of Star Trek Next Generation Meet the X-Men.
I also saw a Star Trek Green Lantern comic.
There's a Star Trek Doctor Who thing out there. I mean, like, if it's in a comic book, fine. What the fuck? Well, I don't have to buy it.
Well, Marvel, typically set on Earth, or at least the Milky Way, and Star Trek set in the Milky Way.
In the Milky Way, and then the galaxy far, far away means far, far away, motherfuckers.
And it was a long time ago, so it's not quite the same likelihood. Star Wars and other Star Trek and crossovers.
You know what though? It'd be much more likely a Doctor Who crossover with Star Wars than anything.
All time and space. Yes, that would make sense.
Exactly.
He can go a long time ago, galaxy far, far away, no problem.
Exactly. When specifically asked about a Star Wars Marvel crossover, Lee replied, "Well, I don't know about how many characters you can have in a movie, but obviously the people who produce these things are looking to be as successful as possible," said Lee. "If they feel that incorporating Star Wars with Marvel characters will be very successful, they'll find a way to do it. Can you imagine Spider-Man saying, 'May the Force be with you'? It may come to that." God damn it, Stan Lee.
No, please, no.
I mean, the dude's like 90-something now, and apparently he's still in pretty good health, but...
I guess when you get that old, it's like, sure, whatever, fucking try it.
Not a good idea, Stan the Man Lee.
Well, but
go be old somewhere else.
Well, seriously, by the time it's made in like 2030, well, unless he's on metformin, he'll probably have gone the way of the dodo and won't have to deal with the consequences.
You know what? He probably will outlive us all. As Lee tells it, there is some precedence for disparate heroes coming together under a common cause. Those are the circumstances under which the first Avengers lineup was formed. Oh my god! We did it in the comics. I created the Avengers for taking many of our characters and making a team out of them. Is he serious right now? Is he fucking... Okay.
They were all Lee from relatively the same planet. A little easier.
And obvious, right? Never mind. We can have as many characters join the Avengers as we want for our future movies. That might be fun too. All of a sudden, Luke Skywalker is a... God damn it, Stanley.
All of a sudden, you can't read it. All of a sudden, Luke Skywalker is an Avenger.
No. It's not true. That's impossible. No!
This is the part where you can insert the cheesy ass Darth Vader "no" from Revenge of the Sith.
Will do. Well,
but you know what? I still think that somehow it would be better than episodes 1 and 2.
Probably. The
anyway.
picture I saw is pretty cool, though. It's like Kylo Ren with his lightsaber in the snowy forest, with Captain America with his shield standing in front of him instead of Rey.
No.
It looked cool, but come on, that's not a good idea.
Do it. You know what? Do it in a comic book. That's it. Like, just do it in a comic book. I don't have to read that shit.
But this whole thing sounds a little bit like the film franchise pitched by Patton Oswalt's character on Parks and Recreations during his Star Wars filibuster.
Classic.
That's
moment
hilarious.
There.
Well,
are we finished? Are we come to the end of the road?
Yep. I finished. To the come, and I finished.
You got your money shot in. Oh my! This episode has been downright filthy, Jeff. Like we've really I don't want to say we've hit rock bottom because like it's going to make for some classic entertaining material, but you know what? Next time maybe we'll try to be filthier. Okay, Jeffrey, well, like I said, we will try to make it as entertaining and maybe less or more filthy next time should the proclamation go out. But this is Seth Rogen, Kinky Tauntaun, episode 7, out.
And who am I? Who do they say I sound like?
I don't know.
The fat.
You sound like Jeff.
The fat guy who's in some of the Seth Rogen films. Little fat guy.
Little fat guy in Seth Rogen. Oh, Jonah Hill.
Yeah, they say I sound like Jonah Hill.
Okay, this Seth Rogen for Kinky Tauntaun episode 7.
And this is Jonah Hill.
We're out.
We're out. Peace.
In the summer of 2015, we will see the release of Star Wars Episode 7. Herewith is my proposal for the plot of that movie. Begin with standard title sequence and John Williams fanfare, followed by a scroll to be written. I would like to mention that Brian De Palma wrote the original opening scroll for Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. I think it would be a nice nod to the franchise if he were to write this opening scroll. Then, pan down from the twin suns of Tatooine. We are now close on the mouth of the Sarlacc pit. After a beat, the gloved Mandalorian armor gauntlet of Boba Fett grabs onto the sand outside the Sarlacc pit, and the feared bounty hunter pulls himself from the maw of the sand beast.
Okay, this is exactly...
And we realize that he survived his fall during the battle at Jabba's palace ship. Then do a hard cut to a repurposed Imperial destroyer, which has now been taken over by the rebels. Commander Luke Skywalker, now a full Jedi Knight, training new Padawans, is using, ironically, his father Anakin's red lightsaber, which will be a symbolic, I think, visual for his battle with how to both bring about the new Jedi Order while still acknowledging his father's fall from grace. As he is training the Padawans, we pan outside of the control window to a nearby asteroid where we see, and please allow me to finish this because it's going to seem like a bit of a jump, we see Thanos, who was the villain teased at the end of the first Avengers movie. Now, Thanos, as you know, owns the Infinity Gauntlet, which has the Time Gem, the Mind Gem, the Power Gem, the Space Gem, and the Reality Gem. If he holds the Reality Gem, that means he can jump from different realities. This will be our link to the Marvel Universe from the Star Wars universe. We then cut to Earth. Tony Stark realizes that there is... Tony Stark realizes
this is someone
that there is a...
I know who that is. I know who that is. This is the first person I've known.
Tony Stark realizes, I do not recognize the chair. Tony Stark realizes that there has been a disturbance in what he will call a time ribbon. For the time being, I will allow J.J. Abrams to think of a better term for this. And he then starts to assemble the cream of the Marvel Universe, not the second-tier superheroes that we saw in the first Avengers movie. I'm sorry, but Hawkeye and Black Widow are not first tier. He would go find, Spider-Man. Spider-Man exists in that universe. He would go find Moon Knight. He would go find Daredevil. He would go find Hercules. And then that can bring in the entire pantheon of Greek gods that we saw in Clash and Wrath of the Titans. So now we have a giant franchise tie-in. Now, cut back to the Imperial Star Destroyer. Luke gets a visit from, and we only show this from the boots up first. So we show these like black boots with the, and then we pan up and, oh my God, it's Han Solo. But he's older and grizzled and really like focused and cool. Like he's seen some really bad stuff and he actually seems shaken. And Luke is like, what's wrong, old buddy? And that's when Han drops Chewbacca's severed head onto the floor. Yes, in front of all the Padawans.
Way. Kids aren't gonna like
floor,
this.
In front of the Padawans.
Kids are not
Please let me finish. Thank you. The Padawans are all horrified, and Han says that the planet Kashyyyk has been destroyed by this very mysterious force. Now we know, oh, this was Thanos. Thanos is beginning to, gather power in this new universe. So while they take Chewie's head down because we've seen that they can build new bodies. They're going to build Chewie this really cool robot. I'm thinking spider body, like a cool spider body with Chewie's head and ion cannons on it. But that will be he'll come back. That'll be the post-credits tease of this film, so keep that in mind. So I don't want you guys bummed out because Chewbacca's not dead; he will come back. Then Luke looks down and Han's wedding ring is gone. Hey, what happened with you and Leia? And Han's like, don't even get me started on that. So now we don't. Where did Leia go? Where did Leia go? She's not gone, but we will find out in a second.
The female part's a little underwritten so far, sir. I'd like to point that out.
I'm citizen filibuster. Thank you, and really thank you for respecting our town laws by interrupting me during this. Where was I? Yes.
Exactly why we need
at the edge of the Star Destroyer's orbit, suddenly the time ribbon begins wavering, and what comes through? The X-Men's Quinjet. That's right. What we did was, back on Earth, we showed him gathering up all the heroes, but we didn't see him gathering up the X-Men, so oh my goodness, now Wolverine's going to be there. Now Cyclops is going to be there. So the Quinjet comes through. Luke gets in his X-Wing to go out and meet them, and they engage in this awesome star battle, and it looks like the Quinjet actually is going to shoot Luke down, and suddenly this volley of lasers comes in, and what comes flying in is we think it's going to be the Millennium Falcon, just like in Episode 4 when he comes in and saves him during the Battle of Yavin. But no, it is Slave One. That's right, Boba Fett ship Slave One has to save Luke because, of course, he's trying to track down Han. He can't have Luke die. So then, now it's a battle between the Quinjet, between the X-Wing, between Slave One, and then we see that Millennium Falcon is flying away. So now Slave One goes off to do that. But then we cut down to Coruscant, where Princess Leia is now consulting with Lando Calrissian. Now, it looks like they're just having a very intense meeting about trade regulations and about, I will not finish my speaking, about trade regulations but then suddenly when the rest of the council meeting leaves, they fall into each other's arms. Oh my God, Lando Calrissian and Princess Leia are having an affair, and that is why Han Solo, because look, Lando Calrissian was like, hey, if I'm going to lose the Millennium Falcon to you, I'll just take your woman. And he has. So then we set that triangle up. Now, cut back to the Quinjet, and Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four is piloting it. Oh, it was a fake out. It's him, and we have select members of the X-Men that I thought, in my opinion, were not focused on properly in the earlier films. We have Colossus in there. We have X-23, which is Wolverine's daughter. And then we have a now mind-controlled Sabretooth and, of course, Wolverine. So imagine those two going up against Robot Chewbacca, because that's going to happen. That is what we're teasing right now. I literally have no fluid in my mouth. I got to do a Marco Rubio. Can we please cut?